We're here at Armor Max today to look at this fully kitted out Rolls-Royce. I'll put a link to their website in the description down below. Let's just get right into it. Now, I'm actually not sure which version of the Cullinan this is, but either version is powered by a V12. The standard version puts out 563 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque, and the black badge puts out 592 horsepower and then 664 pound-feet of torque. Now, one of the coolest features, when you unlock the car, the Spirit of Ecstasy pops out. When you lock it, it pops back in. You also have these really boxy headlights, and then as part of the kit that's been added to, you can see there's more lighting down below. And the whole front end is paint matched on this now, which definitely gives it a much more distinctive appearance. I mean, the Cullinan already looks crazy, but this is on a whole nother level. Now, the tire wheel setup is 295 by 30 by 24, so massive wheels. And the offset's actually incredibly aggressive. You can see you've got these fender flares that have been added to the car, and the wheels still poke out a little bit. And here's a view of the side profile, so you can see the kit and everything all together. Now, the Rolls-Royce has one of the coolest trunk situations. You can see you've got a regular hatch, but then it also has a tailgate. And as you can see, the cargo space back here is pretty solid. And you'll probably notice this glass partition. More on that later. And let's see if this actually closes all together. Yeah, look at that. This also has really cool taillights, and you'll notice a little cover over the exhaust tips. We'll get back to that. So in total, the exterior of this thing is really cool looking. And this is where I'm going to mention this is an armored Rolls-Royce Cullinan. So the doors, for example, are extra heavy, and that's because we have bulletproof glass and reinforcement throughout the door panel. And it is crazy to think you've got all this nice leather trim all over, and again, it's bulletproof. Like, this literally has an umbrella in the door panel for luxury. And while we're on the topic of the door panel, I'll just press this button right here, and that actually pops out the deadbolts. These are added to this car for extra protection. Now, before we go over more armoring, let's take a quick detour and look at the interior. Look at these seats here in the rear. The seats have tons of adjustments. You also have this control for the media, and you can see for the champagne, I suppose. Yep, you even have the flutes. You can see there's a refrigerator here built into the kind of back section between the seats. And of course, we've got super fancy trim for the vents, and then the rear passengers do get their own climate zone and heated seats. Surprisingly, it doesn't look like they have cooled seats. I could be wrong on that though. The lighting's not great, and this is kind of an awkward angle, but there is little TVs here on the back of the front seats. And being a Cullinan, you have the suicide doors, which is such an interesting design, but it makes sense if you're going to chauffeur someone. Now, before we pop up front, I want to show you another cool feature. And that is actually the exhaust system. So this has a smoke screen exhaust system. That's why the covers over the exhausts look so strange. Now, I've got the door closed in here so you guys can see the starry headliner. Definitely another cool feature, and every so often there's shooting stars that go across. Aside from that, this also has siren lights added to it. And then on the OEM side of things, all of the switches, I mean, even for the lights, like, that is so high quality. And then you got the Rolls-Royce steering wheel, which has really nice leather trim. It's kind of strange to see a full digital gauge cluster in a luxury car like this, because you kind of expect this to be lower tech and more kind of about just analog everything. And I mean, this thing even has a 360 camera system. Very, very weird to think about. There's also super nice trim all across the dash that the camera does not want to focus on. Sorry guys, the lighting's bad. And that clock on the dash is so random. It's just kind of like offset to the side. And then we've got more really nice physical controls down below for like the heated ventilated seats up front. I like the kind of actuation there for the temperature to change that. And then we've got our little infotainment select here. This actually has an off-road mode, surprisingly, as well as another same control. It's got adjustable suspension on top of that. And then the center console up front. Surprised this isn't a cool box, because you got the cool thing in the back. It'd be interesting, or makes sense rather, to have the cool box up front as well. And then you probably noticed, but there's leather wrapped on everything. Even the lower section of the door panel, you can see that's all leather. This leather trim around the windows is added in part of the armoring process, by the way. Now, this is going to be a quicker video. Let me know you guys think about this. Would you rock this thing? Armored Rolls-Royce Cullinan. One of the crazier cars I've seen, that's for sure.